We can now proceed and write the other two public functions that allow us to accept or cancel an already created offer. We can start with the cancel offer endpoint. We will use the endpoint keyword again. We'll call it cancel offer. The endpoint will need the offer ID received as an input to be able to read from storage the data about the offer and have some validation for it. And it will not return anything. First, we can read the offer's data from the storage based on the offer ID. This will be a good moment to introduce a new private helping function. Get offer by ID. This helper function returns the data about the offer. The offer is a custom struct, so we need to specify self API. We need an ID, which is the provided offer ID. And we can use the get function, and this returns the offer. Because the offer struct is a custom struct and does not have a default value. In the case the offer does not exist in the storage of the contract, it will throw a VM error, which is maybe a little too hard and not that clear to read. So we can have some proper error handling when reading the data inside the contract to offer a more clear error output when that is needed. Instead of directly reading the data about the offer, we can store the offer mapper with its specific key as a variable. So we now have the offer single value mapper variable, and we can check if this is empty. If it is not, we can proceed and read the data from the storage. So here we can use the require macro that allows us to do a check at the smart contract level, and if the condition is not met, then we can throw a custom error. We can include a statement here indicating that the offer mapper is empty. To ensure it's not empty, use the exclamation mark to negate the Boolean value. This way we can check that it's not empty. If it turns out to be empty, we can display a custom error message, like offer does not exist. In case we pass the line, so an offer does not exist, we can simply use the get function to read the offer from storage. We will not put any semicolon after this line, starting that the return type of the function will be returned by the entire function. We can use this in the cancel offer endpoint. We will put offer ID as a parameter. By using the getCaller function, which it returns a managed address, as we previously said, the offer contains the accepted address as well. So only this address can accept an offer. And we also have the creator saved, which means that only the creator can cancel the offer. In our case, being in the cancel offer endpoint, we use the required macro to check that the offer created is indeed the caller. If not, we can throw a clear error message. In case we pass this line, and indeed the caller is offer creator, we can send the offered payment back to the creator. One last thing needed here would be to clear the storage. To avoid having unnecessary data inside the contract, we can do this by using the clear function of the storage mapper. Let's now proceed and have our final endpoint, which is accept offer. We want to receive the offer ID and will not return anything. Before this, I can show you some helpful information about previously stated information about the ABI file. As you can see right now, we have the create offer, which is an endpoint with the name create offer. We have the cancel offer function, which is again an endpoint with the name cancel offer, and then we have accept offer, which is a simple function. In case we build the contract right now, we can go to the output in the ABI file and see that we have the create offer and cancel offer as endpoints, but not as other private functions. Again, in the WASM file in the source folder, you can see that we have two endpoints, create offer and cancel offer. When we write the endpoint keyword, giving the name accept offer, we see that we now have the save offer endpoint and again in the ABI file. But besides having the offer ID as an input, in case of the accept offer endpoint, we actually need a way to send the payment to the token, to the endpoint, in order to properly accept the offer and send to the creator the desired amount. So for this again, like in the case of the create offer endpoint, we can make this endpoint payable. We can receive any type of payment. As you can see, the cancel offer endpoint is not payable, as we don't need to receive any kind of payment. We need to get the offer, the data, or based on the offer ID that is provided. Next, we will need information about the caller, and we will also need to read the payment. Now, let's add a few checks. With the first required macro, we check that the accepted address from the offer that we retrieved from storage equals the caller, and if not, we can throw the custom error, incorrect caller. Also, we will check if the accepted payment is the same as the payment received. We can also clear the offer from storage. Then we'll send the accepted payment to the offer creator. We now send the offer tokens to the address that accepts the offer. So now here, we send to the creator.